Hey Tom, did you hear about the new Spider-Man information from D23?
No.
How about you?
Make that big boss less special. It ain't no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
What's up, Internet, and welcome back to another episode of TCSX, your PlayStation podcast. I'm Keegan, I'm one half of Level 2 Gamers. Hey, no, Tom, the other half of Level 2 Gamers. How you doing today, Tom?
I'm alright, man. I'm excited to be back in this basement.
Yeah, it's been a while. We're at Indie PopCon for a little while there, and we're not at Indie PopCon anymore.
We're not. We had a little bit of a breather. Well, I say breather. It wasn't really much of a breather.
No, it was
we were
a
running
week.
around like headless chickens for a couple days. But we had a week off, as you may recall. So it's nice to be back in the booth, so to speak, and getting back into.
You can check there
TCSX.
if I'm good. There'll be a play that's going bloop, or I think it's over above you.
It's above me.
It's above you.
Yeah.
That'll have all the content there, and also watch our podcast this Friday. We're gonna have a lot of information about Indie PopCon there.
Yeah.
But let's jump in. This is TCSX, not
Sure.
Indie PopCon. So let's talk about some news.
What you got?
The first bit of news, as we teased there in the beginning, is PS4 exclusive Spider-Man gameplay plot details revealed.
Yeah, this was a D23.
Do you know what D23 is?
Is it the Disney thing?
That's like, yeah, it's like Disney's E3.
So I saw that like Jacksepticeye was there for something or other.
Probably.
He was holding a lightsaber.
Sounds about right. I didn't actually watch it.
And there was that new Toy Story trailer for
Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
That's-
On our channel right now if you want to go
that's
check
what I
it.
know right now,
We can
yeah.
make it go boop too
Yeah,
if we're good.
all
We're
the
probably not
booping.
that good. So
All
many
the
boops. But Spider-Man will feature a new universe and a new story according to the developers. The video says the game will show how, the video says the game will show how Spider-Man and Peter Parker worlds collide. Spider-Man is older in this game, 23 years old. Normally he's in high school.
Yeah.
An athlete in his prime who's more comfortable with his powers. The developers also said the game is inspired by the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book series.
Wait, before you go on. So you said new universe?
It will be in a new universe, and it will feature a new universe and new story.
Oh, okay. Feature new universe. I just they're just like putting Spider-Man in another universe for no reason.
Yeah, because they have to separate him somehow
Yeah, I
from
guess
the
so.
Avengers. Yeah. The open world setting will let players fully interact with the environments around them using objects to battle your enemies. Gameplay has improved since the game was revealed at E3, according to Insomniac, which is always good because it's
It looked
better.
fucking great. So yeah, if you can make that better.
Web
sure.
swinging has been improved, making it easier to gain swing. Combat has also evolved. So gaining swing is interesting. That's something I didn't really pay attention to at the E3 trailer, but it kind of makes sense. Where
Well,
I'm guessing it's momentum system.
Yeah, I mean, I watched recently someone dropped like a GIF or something of him swinging through New York City in the new game, and oh my god, it looks so well done. It looks almost identical to the movement system in Prototype, where when you would hit a building, you would just start running up the building, so it was easy to jump and flip off things.
Spider-Man is, like, to me, it's one of the easiest and one of the hardest things to do in video games because it's easy because it's already a built-in movement system. You've got how you're going to go from point A to point B, but how do you make that realistic?
Yeah.
And
have like tricks and like circumnavigate small spaces through the blocks and stuff. Like that's like how you spin around a corner has to be perfect physically, or physics, I should say.
Physics.
And yeah. So
and like, do you run into something? Like, what happens? Like, do you just
yeah, the detection and everything. Yeah, it's interesting. I really from the footage I saw, it was very smooth, very fluid, and I'm excited for it. I think they have
this
done
is.
a lot
I mean, this is the one game. The last game Insomniac did was Ratchet and Clank, and as you guys probably know, it was very well received. Probably, in my opinion, one of the best games that surprised a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's one of the best games.
and they kept it cheap, which was great.
$40.
Yeah, $40
This won't be
for that
40.
game
I have a
was a
feeling
steal.
this will be a $60 game.
Yeah,
it's Spider-Man.
but that's okay. It's probably a lot more.
But it's crazy to see them go from that to this and how well they're treating the franchise.
It is weird, like, because I'm so used to Insomniac doing the Ratchet games that it never really kind of crossed my mind that they could
do something else,
tackle something that's like a legitimate
major IP.
Yeah, IP exactly. But I mean, Rocksteady came out of fucking nowhere and did it, so Insomniac could easily do the same thing, and it looks like they have a good foundation.
Yeah. So I'm excited about this game. 2018, according to a quote from I can't think of the guy's name now. From PlayStation, I want to say president said no, it wasn't Shuhei. It was the American dude or English dude.
Oh, Andrew Townsend or something.
Maybe.
Like that. Yeah.
Anything that was revealed at E3 to be labeled 2018 is the first half 2018, which means this will be coming out in the first half 2018. I'm excited. The more they show about Spider-Man, the better. We've not had a good Spider-Man game, I think, since Spider-Man 2.
No.
So
well, some of them have been
some of them
alright.
have been good.
Like
I mean,
Dimension one was
yeah, I was gonna say
alright, but
Dimensions
it
was
wasn't-
good.
Everyone wants the open world one.
Yes.
Everyone wants the one where it's open world, but the last open world, like I think it was the Amazing Spider-Man they released. It was okay, but it was too generic. It was just like the same 3 things over and over again. This looks like it's actually they're putting a lot of thought into making it varied and making it interesting.
Making a good game.
Right,
One might
exactly.
say.
But
It's a crazy concept.
There's a lot to that mythos. There's also a lot to in terms of like moves and things that he can do, but then I would say it's probably not more than Batman could do in Arkham. So it's kind of Batman just had like every so often
Gadget.
you got a gadget, whereas with this it's you're
I can't wait to see how they handle
ability.
because I don't think they revealed how you use Spidey sense yet.
No,
That to me will be. Will
I
that
think
be
it'll
like,
be a
Will that
bit-
be like the Batman detective mode?
I think it'll no.
Or
Well,
would you
it
think
might
like-
be. I think for like in battle, it'll
think
be
they might
like
have
when
shown it.
the Batman
Actually,
guys have the triangles
I
above their
could
head.
be wrong. I think they showed him having to go off, but I don't think it showed how it reacts in the game.
Yeah, I think
he had
for
a
combat, it's
moment.
just like that "who's about to strike me next" thing. But
Yeah.
for like the open world, I imagine it to work more like the detective mode or Eagle Vision in Assassin's Creed or something like that. But
Because
I don't know.
Spidey mode.
Spider.
I also like that this is not an origin story. Can we touch about that
Yeah.
before we move on to the next
Every
piece of
fucking
news?
Spider-Man
Every
movie is an
Spider-Man
origin story.
movie and or game has been some sort of origin
And he's
story
always
and or
younger.
fighting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's what I said.
Happy that he's had his powers for a
23?
while. Happy it's like a proper Spider-Man. Literally, the only thing I don't like about this game so far is the big white spider on his chest. I don't like it.
Why?
It just doesn't.
There's been quite a few people who don't like that.
That's not the Spider-Man that everyone knows and loves. You know what I mean?
But that to me is also Insomniac saying this is ours because the
like I'm not like gonna be like a fucking
you're like I'm not gonna buy it.
tip my fedora, like chin beard asshole about it. I'm just saying like it's that's the only thing aesthetically that throws me
So
off.
one of the reasons I like it is because it's signifying to people that this is a new Spider-Man
Yeah.
versus all those if you play.
But
again,
is it not Peter Parker? Didn't we say
No,
this?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying from a game perspective.
Oh.
This is not the shitty Spider-Man games. This is going to be a good Spider-Man game, and it's a visual identifier of like this is a new Spider-Man.
Oh, that's
so
the
when
Spider-Man with the white
when you
chest.
see the white
that's the
chest,
good game.
you know
Yeah.
it's different than any other Spider-Man.
That's fair.
So
like I
that's
said, it's not like I'm not like losing sleep over it. I'm just
I think
saying
you
like
are.
it's aesthetically it displeases me.
You
But
know-
other than that,
you know what else might not displease
I'm
you.
a cringy old bastard. What's up?
Kingdom Hearts 3 director Tatsuya Nomura, sorry if I butchered your name, I'm really bad at Japanese names, explains what took so long, according to GameSpot.
Please.
Kingdom Hearts 3 has been a long time coming, and despite the series' many spin-offs, remakes, and re-releases, fans are hungry for another adventure with Sora and friends. It's been 12 years since Kingdom Hearts 2 came out on PS2.
I know.
And in a recent group interview at Disney's D23, game director Tatsuya Nomura explained
was
what
better.
took so long. Quote, a lot of people have been mentioning and making sound like, oh, Nomura's taking too much time, and it hurts, Nomura said through a translator.
I'm trying to imagine this.
And it hurts.
Take too much time. It hurts.
He explained the decision was made above his head and to switch development to Unreal Engine 4 after about a year of development, which caused extensive delays.
Fair enough.
In addition, certain timing and resources challenges within Square Enix had an effect. I don't know. They released a game, Final Fantasy 15, so that might affect it a little bit.
I could
I don't
see.
I don't know. I don't know
I
how
could
many
see that
teams
taking
are there. I
some
don't know.
resources,
I don't know if
I think the Unreal thing is probably the most interesting. The fact that they had to switch an entire engine mid-game. That's going to
Yeah.
be quite time-consuming.
So, this again, quote, there was a decision made to change to an external engine, Unreal 4, he said. So we switched over to that. Unfortunately, there was a bit of time that needed to be rewinded. That's real bad English because translated. And started over. So there was a bit of setback there. But it was a decision that the company had to make, so it was inevitable.
Yeah.
We had a plan of the period that it was going to take for us to create the content at the start of the project, and we laid it out in such and such years. We would need to add more personal resources, he said. We had submitted it to our headquarters, and it had been approved, but internal personnel is very limited, and there are various different projects that happen within our company, so unfortunately, timing didn't work out. So we had to make do with the timing that was appropriate for the company. The company makes a decision, so unfortunately, sometimes it's out of my control.
You know, the weird thing about that, though, is that, like, Kingdom Hearts 3 was probably the most anticipated franchise to come out of Square Enix, so why would they
push it back?
Why would they put the
over something else?
The stuff on other... Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy, I can understand if that was truly, like, one of the things that was taken up space, but, like, there is no bigger franchise than Kingdom Hearts behind Final Fantasy for Square Enix. Like, that's...
Yeah.
That's crazy.
By the way, Tom can vouch that I'm not just reading badly. It is bad. It's broken
No,
English.
yeah, I am reading
It's
it over your
translating.
shoulder. It is broken English, but that's okay.
He was keen to emphasize that it hasn't been problems with development or any choices made by him or his team that have caused Kingdom Hearts 3 to take so long. Quote, I want to emphasize that it wasn't a problem on our development teams. That's literally what that just said. He said, it just happened that way, and there are some decisions that the company had to make, and it just didn't work out for certain timings that we were hoping to hit. It's kind of out of my hands, he added. I mean, yes, time has passed, but it's out of my hands.
Yeah.
That quote at the end, I don't like.
Yeah, that's
That
a little bit
sounds like he's blaming. He's like, I'm sorry. I mean, I get it. I don't understand the whole video game business. I can get what I see from the outside.
Yeah.
Of like, publishers make a lot of the decisions. So Square Enix is making a lot of the decisions.
Yeah.
With what comes out when, who gets what, that kind of thing. And I understand from that perspective. But 12 years is a long time. You would think at some point they would get priority in 12 years. I don't know. I mean,
the thing was, over the 12 years, like he's referring to specifically from Kingdom Hearts 2, but they've still released a shit ton of Kingdom Hearts games. They've just been really fucking oddly named. I mean,
Yeah.
Dream Drop Distance and all that other
I know
kind of
nothing
stuff.
other than the main.
So literally they just
line.
kept doing like, there's one that I literally think is 2.08. Like, are you fucking with me? Like,
It's just the update version.
and everyone was just waiting for 3, and they just kept releasing these other
2.5.
ones. And now they've re-released a bunch of them for the PS4. Most of them were mobile, but still, like, don't tell me that you haven't had a team that's able to work on Kingdom Hearts. You've had probably several teams that have released things that were Kingdom Hearts, so they just weren't Kingdom Hearts 3. And I get the Unreal Engine thing is the only part in there that I'm like, okay, that's got to take a little
That's
bit
gotta
of time.
suck.
But like 12 years, no. So
I know
mean,
what engine they were on before. I have no idea. Again, I don't follow.
Probably
I've
just
not
the
played.
other
Well, they said
Unreal
it's an internal engine, so I don't know
Yeah.
what it was.
Either way, I'm happy that they're using Unreal 4 because it's pretty bitchin' engine, and I'm happy
Yeah.
that it's eventually starting to see more light
Those
of day.
those trailers we've seen look really good. Did you see the picture of Buzz Lightyear side by side with
Sora.
from PS1? No, from PS1 to PS4.
Oh yeah,
Dude, the PS4 one. I mean, obviously it looked in the trailer, but it looked just like a Pixar movie.
yeah,
I was
exactly.
like, that's insane.
Well, they're at that level now, aren't they?
I
mean,
yeah,
you look at
it's
Ratchet
crazy.
and Clank and stuff like
It's
that. That's
so
already
crazy.
a Pixar
Like,
movie, basically.
That's crazy that you can control. Eventually, Pixar is going to go out of business because they're
Yeah.
won't be able to control it. Well, Pixar will show movies. Those always going to be movies. Don't quote me on that. Pixar will not go out of business anytime
Interactive
soon.
movies. The future is now.
Yes. So, I mean, it's whatever. That was one of those things where I felt like I had to throw in there because Kingdom Hearts 3 is obviously an anticipated
It's a
game.
big one.
But the reason I threw it in there was that last sentence of like I feel like he's putting
That's
the
a
blame
little
off
bit-
of him.
yeah,
and I
that's
don't-
a little bit.
And I don't know if it's he's like he probably gets a lot of shit.
Maybe there was something
He
lost in
probably gets a lot of shit.
translation, but it does sound like he's just basically
like, it
saying,
wasn't
not
me."
up to me, fuckers. Like,
Yeah.
and that's to
Which
an
is prob-
extent. Yes,
which-
it wasn't, but do you have to be kind of a dick about it? Yeah.
Yeah. So he kind of threw.
Out of my hands,
He
wash,
threw.
wash.
He threw Square Enix under the bus, which
Yeah.
it's
Also
whatever.
not
Most people don't like publishers anyway.
True that.
But, like
yeah,
EA.
it's I mean, as long as it comes out, man. You know, I mean, there's worse things out there. Half-Life 3, for example.
Also, the rumor is 2018.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
we'll see.
I mean, as long
I think
as it's,
I don't know if that was official, but I've seen a screenshot going around that said 2018. And
the other thing
if
about
that is
this
true, that
now
is crazy.
it has to be great.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because it's been so long, and if you know, there's very rare that a franchise has come out after this long of a delay in being made.
Last Guardian
that's done really
and
well.
Final Fantasy.
Last Guardian and Final Fantasy were probably the only two that, and even
I think
Last
Final-
Guardian, I think, was like not as well received
Yeah.
as people thought it was going to be.
I think Final Fantasy did pretty well.
Did pretty well.
It did pretty well.
Yeah, but like
But you're
stuff
still
like
waiting a
Duke Nukem just dropped a giant turtle over the game, and that fucker was in development for even longer, I think. So, yeah, it's the development cycles can be rough, and it's kind of a little bit depressing. But there you go.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. That's your news for the week. We're going to head into the new releases. So come join us as we go and head over to the Jersey Drop.